What is up, y'all? Sorry, getting into this just a little bit late, but not gonna miss too much of the action here. Getting everything set up on my end. Again, give me just a moment. And there we go. Alright, welcome in, y'all. It is Honk here with the Teamrace League Round 3. REVOID versus Zap. Stingox just barely dodging that Zap by Waluigi. And we got two Zap members out in the front too. Nice shockwave, but does it hit Stingox as well? It does not. Shoko. AKA this is a renamed player, and I know very well who the renamed player is. But the name is not coming to me right now. If anybody can pass me that name. I know Shoko, but I'm not sure what their old name was. Kilabaris, Stingox, and KLN, FLN. Keflin is what I'll call him. Or Zap. As for RVO, we got Waluigi, Shoko, and Teamrace. And that is going to be Teamrace turning around, trying to hit Stingox. Stingox gets a bomb, dodging the water balloons, but here is Waluigi. Sting is going to blow up. Oh my god, almost passing the bomb over to Waluigi. And Sting needs to get second in order to get a point for his team. They go underneath. Waluigi nails it. Stingox going to be popping the Zap, cycling in. Wow. Nice bounce off the star. The rocket not going to be affecting Waluigi. The Zap. The 1v1. Waluigi guns it through and he gets second place. And that is going to be 0-0. Zaps just narrowly missing out on a top 2 finish there. Excellent driving by Waluigi. Good attempt by Kilabaris to do what he could there. Kilabaris already shaping up to be a fearsome opponent. But with that 0-0 scoreline, we take it to the supermarket. Big Zap, hitting pretty much everyone except for Kilabaris. And Kilabaris pops a battery here, breaking away from Waluigi. Bomb on his head. He tries to pass over KLN, doesn't register. He slows down to pass it over. Waluigi, 50-meter advantage. I love it. I love it. I love it. Okay, Waluigi is still here in second place, though. With the battery, Sting, Hama Precision. But Waluigi responds with the battery of his own, but he fails out without even hitting a pickup. Unfortunate. Team is there to bail out Waluigi, though. Stingox packs the battery. This could be it. The rockets from Team Zap, and it will be a point for Zap on Supermarket. Wow. REVOID is definitely putting up a strong fight here against Zap. But Zaps early on seem to be firing on all cylinders here. Even on such a short map as Supermarket, they get their game plan figured out very quickly and commit to it. Able to keep Waluigi back there in the ranks enough for Zaps to get a point. Sting going to be grabbing the first pickup. Waluigi driving hard and fast against the Zap crew. Whoa, KLN accidentally bouncing off one of the bumpers of one of those Zap members, but with a fake onto RVO. The shockwave as well. Perfectly placed shockwave, but still, that is going to be Zap. 1, 2, 3. KLN gets flipped. Teamrace gets flipped. Rocket onto Waluigi, and the REVOID members are getting caught up here. Waluigi breaks away with a battery, but now he's popped the battery at the star, which means potentially Zaps could pick up a star here and use it. Waluigi wouldn't have a counter to it, but the pro here for Waluigi is he breaks away from the pack. He doesn't have to worry about getting pulled back into anything. But Waluigi gets the bomb. Shoko not able to pass it on, and there it is. He does not have it ready. He gets flipped, and he flips over, and he's going to have to reposition there, which gives him a pretty big deficit there. Sting trying to close the gap. Third place. KLN right there in the mix as well. Shako has already turned around. Stingox slows it down. He turns around. Recognizing that someone has to slow down Waluigi, but a perfectly placed oil. KLN's going to hit the oil as well as Tiarodi. Everyone is hitting the oil. KLN is turning around, but Stingox has already turned around. And this is a really awkward spot for the Zaps. They're definitely not going to be able to get any points, but Stingox driving the wrong way with the Zap, and he is going to be able to use that to great advantage, hitting Waluigi again with the tail end of it. Kilobaris will get first and will prevent any point lock-ins from REVOID. This is going to continue to be a 1-0 game. We take it to Botanical Garden. I've got to say, Botanical Garden is a place so often that we see points be locked in for either side. Usually it's a way for the dominant team to assert that dominance here at the Botanical Garden. Stingox getting hit very hard, very quickly by Tiarodi's missiles. Shako wrecking out. And it will be once again, I mean, it has just been Kilobaris versus Waluigi, aka Walele, aka Waee, the Ricochet Rockets. Okay, Waluigi sandwiched in between. The Zap members are ready. Ah, wow, the star as well. I'm not sure who picked that one up. Tiarodi looks fine, though. Okay, pops a battery. Should be able to pass up, potentially. The Rockets, though, sending him off into the side wall. And it's going to be KLN, FLN, as well as Kilobaris, with a wide gap out there in the top two. Shako in third place, getting hit hard. Zap into battery. Great combo for Waluigi. And he is going to be taking gas, gas, gas. KLN. It seems his net went out. Otherwise, that would have been a point for the Zaps. But it seems like KLN is having net issues. And they will, REVOID will be able to finish that off. And they're starting the next round. Oh, okay. I don't know why he stopped like that. But he's good to go now. Tiarodi challenging KLN for the pickup over on the right side. KLN will win the battle and be gifted with a battery or a bomb, which he'll pass over to Tiarodi. All three Zap members out in the front three. Picking up the star. I think that must have been Sting. I don't know. Hard to keep track of all of it. No, it was not. It was KLN. Yeah, I knew it was one of the Zaps. Gets hit by Waluigi's Zap. No, he skates by it. And we've got Waluigi carrying REVOID on his back, doing everything he can, constantly fighting for first or second place. I mean, constantly. And leaving the other REVOID members to just kind of play support here. It runs into a fake, but gets bailed out. Runs into the helicopter light, but gets bailed out. That was probably just due to lag on my end, connecting to from a far away. Just a visual kind of situation. But we've got Waluigi. Look at this, 200 meters. Tiarodi has turned around. What is going on? Is some kind of radar bug, potentially? This had to be... Wait, no? I don't think it's a radar bug. What's going on with this one? Oh, they're just trying to stop Zap from getting top two, I suppose. Tiarodi turning around, trying to help out his team. Because we do have Kilobaris and KLN out there in the top two. So Waluigi needs all the help he can get to wedge himself in between. Stingox was hot on his tail. Water balloon attempt. Wow, Sting's water balloons will be effective. He will recover. Headed underneath the bridge, passing the bomb, but not able to make it through the diagonal. KLN Wow, the break, baiting out that zapper from REVOID, and they are going to be able to finish it off. Zap getting another point there on rooftops, despite RVO sending 2 members back to the back to try to figure out that situation. It doesn't happen. And with that, I do believe we'll be taking it to Ghost Town. Pretty much the first Toy World, rather. Nobody going for the star, but Sting gets hit off. He'll go ahead and turn around for the star at that point. Okay, that works out. The Zap going to be hitting 2 RVO members with that. Teamrace as well. Kilabaris has hit everyone with that Zap. They followed up with a star. And we've got KLN and Keela. No problems at all. Keela, okay, just going to be cycling the Shockwave, which is an interesting play. Maybe wanting oil, battery, that type of deal. They get a star. And they're... No, Sting has already turned around. KLN, 2 wheels in the oil. They're doing what they can to bring their star player, Waluigi, up here into second place. Right now, he is out in third. Beautiful water balloon hit by Stingox. And really, it is such a pleasure to see all of this, B gameplay, which when I say B gameplay, I mean players turning around and just trying to, no longer trying to finish the race at a top spot, but just trying to disrupt and interrupt the other drivers. We got all over REVOID here, protecting Waluigi like he's the president. But it will be KLN and Keela locking in the top 2 again, bringing them to 3-0. And with that, we are about halfway through our tracks. We got Ghost Town now, and then we got one more Ghost Town, one more Toy World, one more Supermarket, 2 more Toytanics, and that's pretty much it. So it has been a steady incremental advantage by Zaps. So far, REVOID has not been able to hit back, but right now they've got 2 members out there in the top 2. Waluigi gets a battery and immediately pops it in response to the star. RVO top 3. There's KLN though. Ooh, locking out Teamrace. And Teamrace managing to really mess up Kilabaris. This might be one of the few times that Kilabaris turn around. We talked about how Waluigi's been the star of the show for REVOID. We haven't talked too much about how Kilabaris has been the star of the show for Zaps. I mean, really, there's been excellent B gameplay out of the Zaps, like I said, but as far as finishing the races, it is all coming up Kilabaris. And look at this, the one time that Kilabaris gets shut out, it looks like REVOID may be able to lock in their first point. Waluigi needs to keep it straight. Shoko as well, a little bit of jitters, a little bit of momentum, not in their favor. Shoko zapping his teammate twice, but his teammate who beat is going to be able to hit with some pickups. I believe the water balloon, but that will not be enough. KLN, FLN, wedging himself in between on the final lap, and he will be able to finish it off. And that was due to, wait, hold on, not done yet. Oh my God. Oh man, less than 20 milliseconds there between KLN and Shoko, almost getting their first point on the board. I started talking about something else and I was like, hold on, he's not across yet. With that battery, he almost does it. But let's be real, folks. REVOID, they kind of lost that point on their own accord. I mean, both of them wrecking out just due to the track. And that spot does happen, but RVO got to recover here. Kilabaris, another early stumble for the Zaps. We talked about how much of a crux Kilabaris has been, but KLN breaks through, takes out one member with the rockets, not able to hit Waluigi with the follow-up rockets, but we got Kilabaris and KLN. Oh my, the shockwave, gonna be hitting Waluigi as well, but Waluigi takes the least amount of the damage out of that one. The shockwave on the straightaway, but it will hit right there at that turn. Kilabaris being responded to by Teamrace's rockets, and it will be RVO out there in the top two for the time being. 15 meters back is Kilabaris, as well as KLN. They're both trying to hunt down REVOID right now at this moment. And they are getting quite the gains onto Teamrace. popping the battery is Kilabaris. He tries to skate by. He succeeds at doing so. He breaks into first place. Early round or early map woes aside, Kilabaris has the full recovery. KLN sneaks into second place, and REVOID has fallen apart once again. Shako turning around here, going to be doing what he can to prevent Zap from crossing the finish line, but as you can see, Sting has turned around as well, and so this is going to be very difficult for REVOID to do. There's a lock in from Kilabaris. Shako trying to block, not going to happen. Still will be top 2 for Zap. REVOID, I mean, 2 tracks in a row that it looked like they could start to mount a comeback, and they have the rug pulled out from under them at the last moment. Toys in the Hood 2, one of our more complex tracks here at Team Race League. We'll see if RVO can find it, but I mean, Zap, they've got it seriously locked down for the time being. Kilabaris has wrecked early on 2 tracks, but I can't see it happening much more. Beautiful shockwave through the gazebo, and we got Zap top 2. They're trying to break away early on. Kilabaris, the oil, and look at how far back everyone else is. Shako already turning around in the first 100 meters of lap 1, a very early turnaround. Waluigi and Kilabaris, the 2 star players, duking it out against each other. Shako dude, that is so rough and so tilting for REVOID. Shako immediately turns around to try to pick up the star, but KLN snags it right out from under his nose. Maybe? Who grabbed it? Was it Sting? Who grabbed? That was weird, because we got KLN cycling through pickups. It must have been Sting. He's currently sitting on a pickup. There it is. He will pop it. He's rolling through with no issues. KLN has to slow it down. But as you can see, they are going to be having no woes at all as Teamrace continues to get slowed down here by Kilabaris into the oil. He goes at Zap, not going to be able to help him out. And, rough situation here. Shako, I mean, we've got one turnaround. I actually like how Waluigi doesn't turn around here. This may be just about unwinnable, but the thing is, they have to get top 2 and start scoring points. It doesn't matter if one of them gets first, one of them gets second. It really doesn't matter, and I like the recognition of that by RVO. Playing to their outs is something that's really important in a format like Team Race League. I really cannot overemphasize the importance of that. But in the meantime, Zap, Sting, and KLN, both Zap members, going to be able to finish off in that top 2. They're not going to score points for it, but they are just going to continue their dominance. In the meantime, welcome in chat. I see you, Kiki. I see you, Bloberov. Yeah, that was some chaos there on Ghost Town, was it not? But Zap still somehow managing to emerge victorious. Boys in the Hood 2 is in the books, and we are running out of tracks left to do here, folks. Toytanic 1. We got both Toytanics to play out. Stingox does have the Humma. Can Zap potentially... What? Oh, T-Roy says sub. Okay, I was like, what the fuck is going on? Alright, we are going to do a re here. We're getting a sub in for RVO. Oh my god. Yun tagging in the 3-0. Talk about secret weapon for REVOID. Teamrace having a very respectable performance there. But it is now going to be... Oh, wow. We got the double sub? Waluigi is done as well. It's going to be ROG subbing in for Waluigi and Yun subbing in for Teamrace. The Zap is out. It lands. Actually does it, but regardless, Yun gets hit. Shaco's all the way back. I honestly think Shaco can just... I don't know. Maybe too early, but look at both RVO members running right into that oil. I have all the respect in the world. For those of you who don't know ROG's backstory, ROG, the man is playing from Cuba on a mobile phone, and he still shows up in the most extreme of ways. We'll see if he can do it here today, if he can be REVOID's secret weapon. Stingox and Kilabaris out there in the top 2. Yun hunting. But the rest of REVOID, nowhere to be found. We will tune in and look at Yun's perspective for a while. I mean, I've got to be honest with y'all. While we have a lull in the action, I've got to be honest with y'all. Seeing Waluigi sub out on Team REVOID is absolutely shocking to me. And we see the oil in the captain's quarters. Such a tough oil to deal with. Perfect execution by Zap. They have such good track knowledge. They have such good mastery of the game type. And that is just the perfect place to use that oil. Catching out REVOID, both of their members. But yeah, I mean, I don't know how the chat feels, but I personally feel like Waluigi was popping the hell off. Maybe he didn't have the best toys in the hood there, but I mean, he was competing for first and second every single track for so many tracks in a row. And I do hate to see him being subbed out. It must have been something that he himself wanted, maybe tilt. But I think if you're Waluigi in that situation, y'all, I think you got to shake it off. Look at the positives. You can't win every single race. I think the sub, bad call in my opinion. But we'll see what they can do. No offense to either the other drivers. This isn't like anything like that. But I mean, Waluigi was firing on all cylinders there. You don't just sub out the guy who's fucking popping off, if excuse my French. But anyways, we've got Zap finishing in the top 2 there. Rog and Yun still doing well for themselves. And we head to Museum 1. Tricky track. Could be very beneficial for REVOID. But so far, the complex tracks have gone in favor of Zap. Okay, beautiful oil with the Zap as well. I think that, yeah, that's gonna be hitting Yun. We'll watch Yun's perspective for a minute here. Trying to get the star, but the speed control not quite there. Kalen grabs it with the battery and he gets zapped. He does not pop the star there. Okay, he is gonna pop it now. And we do have Zap in a row. 1, 2, 3. And it does look like, unless REVOID can make something dramatic happen, that Zap is just going to completely run away with this. We've got Sting holding down the defenses. Look at the use of that battery. Blocking off, rejecting, defending. And again, keep in mind, y'all, all this chaos, this benefits Zap. All the chaos benefits Zap. It lets Kilabaris break further away, and all they need is one person in either first or second. And so Kilabaris 150 meters away on lap 2, and it's as easy as that for the Zaps. Yun has been known to make miracles happen. We do have the run back right there, right? Where there's like oncoming traffic and stuff like that. So that could be an area that they tried to exploit. Actually, look at Kilabaris. He's been brought down about 100 meters, but now Yun is being surrounded and hounded here by the missiles. Knocked 180 and flipped over, and that is going to... Wow, look at Kilabaris. The aggression matching. He just goes and repos down below. I respect it. Even the fake not going to stop him. Shout out to Top. Love to hear it. I was given the option to cast between both matches, but I did choose this one simply because Zaps have not been on the stream yet. They haven't really gotten much coverage at all. And I want to make sure in these early rounds I can give a coverage to every possible team to kind of give the viewers an idea of what each team is working with. As you can see, the Zaps are pretty fearsome here. REVOID has been a strong opponent in previous weeks, and they've even been able to challenge the Zaps here, but they haven't been able to do much more than challenge, as Zaps once again lock in the top 2. Maddie says Zaps are also so far undefeated in every race, I think. So there's that. Wow. That is incredible. That is insane. Let's see if REVOID can do what the others have not been able to do and take a point off the board. Sting with the battery on the Hummer, and he's doing it through the shelves, the snaking shelves area. It's insanity here. Up against Kilobaris. Kilobaris does slow down, had the battery, maybe a minor wreck. You can tell he picked up a star because he didn't cycle through. Yun able to hit both Zaps, but Sting responds with a zap of his own. The star comes out in the hands of Keela, and he's just going to continue to skate on through. 80-meter lead for the Zaps. It's all 3 Zaps. Sickening, sickening, sickening. Sting. Sting. What are we doing, Sting? Alright, I'm going to be honest with y'all, folks. Not much to say on this one. It has been a pretty nasty breakaway by the Zaps. We've got a couple of tracks left. We got the Ghost Town. We got the Titanic. Let me remind y'all, it's not done yet. But in order to do it, in order to tie, REVOID has to get top 2 on one of the tracks and top 3 on the other. In order to win, they have to get top 3 both times in a row. Next to last track up right now. Who goes for the star? Shaco! 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 Doesn't go for it. Doesn't want that star. After the wreck, I would have loved to see him go for it. Sting is just going to nab it up. Say thank you very much. Maybe there's some kind of strategy thing that I'm missing, but I think you go ahead and mop up that star right there for the squad, if I do say so myself. But regardless, unfortunate zap by Yun onto Shaco. KLN slowing down, trying to zap Yun, but Yun doesn't fall for it. The issue is, well, hold on, because Kilobaris and KLN are not that far ahead. Great attempt by Rog with the bowling ball. Not the best of tools at his disposal, but making the best of it nonetheless. And Kilobaris, I mean, truly the MVP of Zap here, in my opinion, is continuing his reign here. 40-meter advantage over KLN. More than that over the rest of the field. KLN pops a battery. Whoa, my dude. Nice one. Hang time, bro. And with that, Zaps will be solidifying their victory here against REVOID. Well, not necessarily 3-0, because we haven't seen Titanic yet, but it is no longer mathematically possible for them to win. And the Zaps have taken it. Congratulations to them. We may see the final Titanic as a formality. I would like to see it, but it's not guaranteed. There were oh, Yun says BGs. Wow, shocking. That is shocking. That is absolutely shocking. I thought that was a great attempt. Yun left. Okay. Ooh, yikes. That's a yikes out of me. But that is going to be the big dub for Zap. I mean, they're saying GG's, I guess, but like, dude, I mean, Waluigi was popping off that entire race. He was sitting here in spectator. I don't know why. I don't know why Waluigi subbed out. The dude was popping off. He was popping off. He was battling so hard for first and second position, like every single time. I thought that was sick out of Waluigi. I don't know where that sub came from. And there were a lot of moments where it looked like REVOID might be able to take a point off. And once you get that momentum rolling, you'd be surprised with what could happen. But that is all in the rear view for now. That concludes our second race of Team Race League coverage, at least here today. We will have another race in about an hour and a half at 22:15 UTC. It's going to be Vagabonds versus Bober Curva. So be sure to tune into that one. But for now, that is going to be it from me. Enjoy your day, enjoy your evening. Meet back up in about an hour and a half if you have the ability to do so. Maybe closer to an hour. And we'll see you then. Cheers, y'all.